So in this video, we are going to talk about the critical times during the day that if you manage those times well, you will be able to get so much more done. The most important time of the day, in my opinion, is that first 60 to 90 minutes of your day. You know what it feels like when you have a great morning, when you get up and maybe you work out and you shower and you cook the kids breakfast and everybody has a great breakfast and you get off to work and you've got a plan for the day at work and everything just goes smoothly. You've set yourself up for success. Versus those days where you drag yourself out of bed, you're racing around, you don't have a plan, everything's chaotic and everybody's stressed out and it's just not a good start to the day. But to be successful in the morning requires planning. What are you going to do first, second, third? What do you need to do sometimes the night before to ensure that you have a successful morning? Can you put the breakfast stuff out? Have you made the kids' lunches? Have you planned your workout? Have you put out your workout clothes? Have you put out your work clothes and your kids' clothes for school? That little bit of planning the previous day can make sure that your first 60 to 90 minutes of the morning are very successful. For those of you who leave super early in the morning, maybe before anyone else in your house is up, what do you need to do? Put your clothes out, food prep, coffee maker set, so that your day is as successful as possible. Everybody's morning is different, but when your morning goes well, it sets you up for success. If you work outside of your home, if you actually go into work for your job, it's almost like you have two critical times of the day. You have your first 60 to 90 minutes at home with your family that sets you up for a great day in your home life. But then when you get to work, you have another 60 to 90 minutes when you first get to the office, which is also critical. When you get to the office, if you can work on a project that you've been putting off or a project that you're dreading, if you can knock that out first thing in the morning, work on it with focus and determination, you are going to set yourself up for a great day. Same goes for if you can get one of your goal-related activities done early in the morning. Say your workout, if you've got a health goal, if you're wanting to run a 5K or a 10K, can you go for a run in the morning? Then you've got one of those number one priorities for your goal done early. Could you maybe get up a little bit earlier and put food in the crock pot so that you don't have to cook when you get home from work? And then the time that you would have spent cooking, you could spend maybe doing your garage project or your home project. So it's just thinking how you can do things in the morning, make the most of that time and set yourself up for success. But what happens if you're not a morning person? I'm lucky, I am a morning person, but I know many of you aren't. My suggestion is set your alarm for 5 minutes earlier each day. By the end of the week, you're going to be getting up 30 minutes earlier. And just think about what you could do with 30 extra minutes in the morning. You could maybe food prep so that you can stick to a healthy diet. Or you could go for a brisk walk with your dog to get in, a little bit of an extra fitness kick. Or maybe you could get something done early in the morning that would free up time in the afternoon to be able to work on your goal. So that is the most important thing I teach with time management, is making the most of your first 60 to 90 minutes of the day. The second concept that I teach is the concept of a power hour. Now you've got to remember, a lot of my training is corporate training. So if you work in an office, you know that it's relatively easy to carve out what I call the power hour, where you can work on a project with focus and very clear definition. You can shut your office door, you can turn off your notifications, you can mute your cell phone, and you can just work. When you're at home, it is much harder to do that. And so while I teach the concept of a power hour, and I very much encourage you to schedule power hours throughout the day at work to be able to get some of your priorities done, I know at home a power hour sometimes is really just a power 20 minutes or a power 30 minutes. But if you know exactly what you want to achieve, so say you're working in your, tidying up your garage, and you know that you want to get through these 5 boxes, you're going to sort them, you're going to clear them out, and you've only got 20 minutes, say, while dinner's cooking. You can work with focus and determination and you can get it done. Or if you missed a workout for whatever reason in the morning and you know you still need to get a workout, can you do a Tabata workout? Can you do some HIIT workout and have 20 minutes of focused hardcore workout? And so that's what the second thing that I teach. After you've made the most of your morning, the first 60 to 90 minutes of your day, Throughout the day, you need to schedule your power hours. And sometimes there'll be power hours, sometimes there'll be power 20 minutes or power 30 minutes. But when you can schedule those throughout the day to really focus on one of the actions that will get you closer to your goal, they are extremely effective. I also encourage you wherever possible, but it's easier at work, to time block. When you're at work, you have much more control over your schedule than you do when you're at home. But wherever possible, if you can say, I'm going to spend an hour on this and I'm going to spend an hour on that, that will allow you to get more things done during the day. They actually say that the optimum amount of time that you can focus on a particular project is 50 minutes. So I like to talk about time blocking in 50 minutes because say you're working in your garage, you work with focus for 50 minutes and then you take a 10-minute break, go get a soda, go get a drink, do something different, and then go back and spend another 50 minutes. So it just, allows you to segment your time easily and work with focus. It's all about focus. And then the final thing that I want to teach you is the concept of a mini mind flush. So what I do, as I've told you, I do my big mind flush at the weekend and I plan out my week on a Sunday. I plan it roughly. I know roughly what I want to do on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then at the end of every day, I go and I look at what I had planned for tomorrow and I modify it, I add to it, and I just make sure that my plan for tomorrow is as good as possible. If you are kind of compartmentalizing and you have your work mind flush and you have your home mind flush, I suggest that before you leave work, or if you're working from home, before you stop work for the day, that you look at what you still have outstanding and what you plan for tomorrow, and you make your work plan for tomorrow. That allows you to shut down for work and then refocus on your home life. And then the same thing before I go to bed every night, I look at what my plan is for in the morning. I see what I need to do to make sure that tomorrow is as successful as possible. Because the better you plan, you know that you make better decisions, as I talked about in the previous video, when you allow like the smart part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex that loves to plan. When you make your plan in advance, you make really good decisions versus allowing your primitive brain to make a decision in the moment. And for me, the busier my life is, the more detailed my plan has to be. But however you schedule your day, the most important thing is that you stick to that schedule that you've created. Otherwise, you've wasted the time doing your mind flush. You've wasted the time that it takes to put your schedule together. So to summarize everything from the 3 videos, you need to be able to plan ahead because it allows your prefrontal cortex to make good decisions versus being spontaneous and planning in the moment. When you plan in the moment, your primitive brain is going to choose something easy, something pleasurable, something that's in your comfort zone, that isn't stressful. And those kind of things do not get you to your goal. You then want to be able to do your mind flush, prioritize that list. And when you've got your priorities, when you actually come to schedule your time, you're going to decide what your top 3 priorities are and you're going to schedule those first. And then you're going to scatter in, in between those big priorities, the meetings, the conference calls, the things that you can't get out of, and then some of the smaller priorities that are going to allow you to hit your goal. And then in terms of utilizing your time the most effectively, make sure that the first 60 to 90 minutes of your day are the most important. Plan in a power hour wherever possible, or a power 30 minutes or 20 minutes to work with real focus and determination on your goal. Time block if that works for you. And I really encourage you every day to do the mini mind flush, either when you finish work or just at the end of the day, to make sure that your plan for tomorrow is the most effective plan that you can possibly have to be able to get stuff done, prioritize the important things, and most importantly, prioritize the actions that are going to get you towards your goal. So let me know if you have any questions.